In today's globalized economy, workers are increasingly looking for job opportunities beyond their home countries in search of decent work and better livelihoods. The recruitment landscape today is increasingly complex, and it involves a wide range of actors, both regulated and unregulated. In addition, the global pandemic has raised new challenges in the protection of migrant workers and ensuring fair recruitment practices. My name is Maria Gallotti, and I welcome you to the ILO Masterclass on Fair Recruitment. According to the ILO global estimates, there are 272 million international migrants in the world, and of that total, 169 million are migrant workers. Almost half of them are women. Public and private employment agencies, when appropriately regulated, play an important role in the efficient and equitable functioning of labor markets by matching available jobs with suitably qualified workers. However, concerns have been raised about the growing role of unscrupulous employment agencies, informal labor intermediaries, and other operators acting outside the legal and regulatory framework. These unfair recruiters tend to primarily target low-skilled workers and often place them at risk of human trafficking and forced labor. Both national and migrant workers are at risk of facing abuses during the recruitment phase. Unfair recruitment is often at the very origin of decent work deficit and ineffective functioning of labor markets, and considerably heightens the risk of trafficking and forced labor. Here are some of the most common forms of abuses and exploitation that can occur at all phases of the recruitment process. Charging of recruitment fees or costs to workers, deceptions with regard to contracts, working and living conditions, threat, intimidation, violence and abuse, restriction of freedom of movement and retention of passports, just to mention a few. A combination of these fraudulent and abusive recruitment practices could amount to the crimes of forced labor and trafficking in persons. Actually, the ILO estimates that 40.3 million people are trapped in forced labor and human trafficking or slavery-like conditions worldwide, with victims to be found in every region of the world. Absolutely yes. Recruitment costs are recognized as one of the most critical obstacles to positive migration outcomes. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development reflects this with an SDG indicator 10.71 on recruitment costs. The World Bank and the ILO are jointly supporting national statistical offices to measure recruitment costs incurred by workers in line with this indicator. The results sometimes are shocking. Recruitment costs along certain migration corridors can be as high as 19 months of average monthly earnings at destination. These data are critical to provide evidence on the need to eliminate workers' paid recruitment costs to ensure decent work, efficient labor market operations, and ultimately as a positive impact of migration on development. In order to contribute to address these challenges, in 2014, the International Labour Organization launched the Fair Recruitment Initiative with the four following goals: enhance global knowledge and national and international recruitment practices, improve laws, policies, and enforcement to promote fair recruitment. Third, promote fair business practices. Fourth, empower and protect workers. In implementing these priorities, the Fair Recruitment Initiative is also strategic in responding to crises such as the COVID-19 pandemic. While there is no internationally agreed definition of the term fair recruitment, it can generally be understood to mean recruitment carried out within the law, in line with international labor standards, and with respect for human rights without discrimination on the basis of gender, ethnicity, national or legal status. This means that governments need to translate international standards into effective law and regulation and to implement and enforce those effectively. Vulnerable groups, including women migrant workers, domestic workers, workers in the informal economy and others, should be provided with additional protection against abuses. Recruitment, whether it happens within or across border, it's a complex phenomenon and it involves a multitude of different actors, including public authorities in charge of regulation and oversight, workers and employers and their organizations, labor recruiters, public employment services, NGOs, and the media. Hence, making recruitment a reality requires a multidisciplinary approach, partnership, and social dialogue. This is crucial to promoting and implementing pertinent and effective policies, initiatives, and practices. The ILO General Principles and Operational Guidelines for Fair Recruitment, launched in 2016, consolidate the core principles associated with fair recruitment and lay out the responsibility of the various actors involved in the recruitment process. The promotion of fair recruitment responds and contributes directly to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Agenda. In particular, it contributes to the achievement of Goal 8 on decent work and economic growth, Goal 10 on reducing inequality, and Goal 17 aiming to revitalize the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. As I said before, one of the indicators under SDG 10 is specifically expressed as recruitment costs borne by employees as a proportion of monthly income earned in countries of destination. This clear sign of the international community recognition of very real negative impact workers' paid costs can have on development and the need to produce data on the subject to monitor progress and address challenges. Beyond the immediate devastating impact on the health of workers, COVID response measures such as lockdowns and border closure increase the vulnerability of migrant workers and profoundly change the recruitment landscape. Workers are at risk. Compliant recruitment agents and employers struggle to keep on business. And at the same time, this crisis also clearly showed that the social and economic dependence of society on migrant workers who deliver essential services such as healthcare and sanitation. In this context, action to promote fair recruitment and good labor migration governance is more relevant and urgent than ever. The ILO, through its Fair Recruitment Initiative and in consultation with its constituents, conducted rapid assessment to monitor COVID-19 impact on recruitment practices, and in consultation with its constituents, identified and shared practical measures to address emerging challenges. We need to rethink recruitment practices, realign them to existing international guidance to build back better. As compared to only a few years back, today we have higher recognition of the importance of the subject, stronger and more coherent international guidance, better understanding of what recruitment challenges are, and more targeted tools to guide law and policy changes and practical progress on the ground, such as the definition of recruitment fees and associated costs. The Fair Recruitment Initiative has brought renewed impetus and visibility to this important topic at global, regional, and national level. Through the implementation of its first phase of the strategy between 2014 and 2019, the ILO has supported the constituents in almost 30 countries with expanded knowledge, tools, technical assistance, and capacity building. Concrete progresses are happening with the adoption, revision of new laws and recruitment agency regulation, private sector codes of conduct, trade union monitoring mechanisms, and advocacy efforts, improved or strengthened access to justice and service provision mechanisms, and more balanced media reporting. Phase 2 of the Fair Recruitment Initiative strategy for 2021-25 seeks to expand and deepen progress and counter emerging challenges. This can only be done if grounded in international relevant labor standards and agreed global guidance, and through effective social dialogue between governance institutions and actors of the labor market, those who directly experience the challenges and opportunities of implementing fair recruitment practices on the ground.